We're here with Nabiha Ali, who's the first prize winner in the 2024 Tower Poetry Competition. Nabiha, how did you start writing poetry?
So I started writing poetry a couple of years ago, and I think what I most enjoy about poetry is the lyrical quality of poems, which you can't often get with prose, because I also write prose as well, and also the condensed format as well, because obviously prose is a much longer format, and I also just like the fact that you can play around a lot more with form and structure, which you can't often do with prose.
And your winning poem, what was the inspiration behind it? What was the origin of it?
I wanted to kind of talk about growth and the passage of time, but through this perspective of a mirror. And I'm also quite interested in Virginia Woolf's autobiographical life, so I thought I'd kind of merge the two together.
And what made you write the poem in this particular form? Because the form of it is very striking and kind of sophisticated.
Yeah, I wanted to experiment a bit more with form and structure, because I've not really done that before. And I thought the blank space would be quite significant, because it presented distance from the mirror, as opposed to the human world where everyone's moving about and actually actively doing things, as opposed to the mirror, which is just kind of stationary.
So when you were writing the poem, what was the kind of process you went through? Did you go through a lot of drafts, or?
I actually started with a different idea originally, so like I said, with growth and the passage of time, and then I kind of discarded that draft, and it took me about 2 or 3 days to kind of get the skeleton of this, and then I kind of rigorously edited it the day before, and that was the final outcome.
The use of the square brackets in it I thought was really interesting. Can you maybe explain about that more, or sort of what the significance of it was to you in the poem?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to represent the physical distance with like the human entity, things moving about the mirror, whilst the mirror is just stationary and apart and isolated from all of it.
Wow, really cool. Okay, can you read the poem for us then, please?
Yeah. Mirror in Virginia's room, circa 1919. Virginia chooses only the best mirrors, tall and worn. Virginia buys me from the antique store for half the price, haggles with the elderly bastard behind the counter. Virginia knows how to put up a good fight, and now she is showing it. When we get home, Virginia draws open the curtains so the light filters through, white partition in scalp. I notice the room smells of pine cones and year-old mothballs, and perhaps I am drunk, but Virginia doesn't seem to notice. I want Virginia to hold me for a while, skin crackling like fibres in a plastic cup. Now I am sloping downwards, and the ceiling cradles me. Virginia pushes me back like an eyelid to flatten her hair. I admire the soft tilt of Virginia's eyebrows, the gentle curvature of her chin when she moves to light a cigarette, its slow flame guttering in darkness. I notice Virginia stands to write, not out of necessity but purely out of habit, how the blue light rests against the crevices of her body. When Virginia pauses to open a window, I see how earrings of light spiral downwards like turquoise leaves contorting into slow, blank nothingness. Virginia tells me that it is okay to be cliché, that sometimes what people are looking for most is always the expected. She says this half undressed, sighs at the red imprints where her bastard brothers ran their hands down the curvature of her waistline. Later, Virginia practices singing, shoulders swaying as though cocooned in the softness of her own voice. Spring wanes to a swollen orange, and me and Virginia look up at constellations. Virginia closes her eyes, counts to 10 each time she traces the outline of the Big Dipper. Virginia cries into her pillow each night, eyes red as lobsters. Darkness cracks over us like a soap sud, and I watch Virginia bite her nails down to the quick, the flesh unravel from her bones in paper-thin tendrils. Virginia's worries conform to spheres and roll across the floor like marbles. Plums fall to colour and stain her cheeks. Her bare feet patter across the floorboards with the same sound I yearn to tell people I love them with. I want to watch Virginia peel apart a clementine, golden dew and sticky yarn clinging to the earth of her fingertips, want to watch her fall into my mouth, open-palmed and weeping, and me undulating clean as water. Summer comes, and Virginia darts back and forth across the hallway, falls finally into the hot lull of her own body. Virginia brushes palm oil and jasmine into her freshly washed hair, sat cross-legged before me. Virginia fills vases with wine-red perennials, presses a stale finger against the greasy wallpaper, tuts, sighs. At night, Virginia folds me to her like a prayer. Virginia arranges and rearranges her book collection, not according to height or colour, but always alphabetically. Virginia dusts the walls and ceiling, standing on tiptoe, neck arched like an ostrich. Look at me. I'm from the time when you still bore the sea on your back, kneecaps stained and ashen, and your beautiful dark hair juxtaposed against the moon, and you still bathe with your mouth wide open, feet stubbornly apart. I'm the reason you're still alive. Sometimes when Virginia stood writing, I'll watch her pause to throw open the window in a frenzy, blow a kiss to no one in particular.
Wow, that was really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.